house over here. This is crazy. Thank you very much for coming over. You know, we've got a really exciting set of program, at least, for everyone over here. And before I begin, I just really want to be able to take a photo, a selfie. First, I just photobombed somebody over there, so that was good. So I'm going to do it one over here, one in the middle, and one over at the end, all right? Let me try that. Over here. One in the middle. There we go. Okay, and over here. Okay, great. So that's it. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so great. Thank you for coming over. Survive your, oops, is it up there? Technical difficulty. Let me just make sure that we're all good. Survive your world. Single liner, so thank you very much for coming over today. In a single line, that's what we're going to do to help you survive your world. And we're going to go through a whole slew of things to help you do that. But first, we've got 3 announcements. So we don't just have one product that we're going to announce today. We're going to have 3. So we are a little short on time, so I think we are just starting. It's a full house over here. We've got a Twitch stream going. So let's get it going. So for the very first product that we have launched at PAX 2015, it's going to be a product that we've designed for esports. Now, all our products are pretty much designed for esports, right? But what we've done, really, for this product is to spend an inordinate amount of time over and over again, working really closely with some of the top esports athletes in the world. But before I get into that, let me go back a little bit in history. So a couple of years ago, we announced the world's first true tournament-grade controller for the Xbox 360, and that was the Razer Onza. It pretty much took the world by storm at that point of time. No one had ever seen anything like that. But we spent a lot of time making sure that we could tweak the sticks. And in particular, we pretty much focused on the buttons over there. We changed them to mechanical buttons right from the outset. It's still the only controller for the Xbox 360 that has mechanical buttons for the XY, BA, AB. But it was so good that when we launched it, immediately, the MLG banned it. So, like many of our products, in fact, unfortunately, this isn't the first product that we've launched that was banned by the tournaments as a knee-jerk reaction of sorts when they saw the pros use it. But after a while, fortunately, the MLG reviewed it and said, this is pretty much an unfair advantage, yes, but it's still a legal unfair advantage, which is what the Razer products generally are. And that's what we do. That's what we bring to our fans out there, to our customers out there, to our users out there, to the gamers out there. And that was the Razer Onza. So what we did after that was to iterate on it further. So we came up with the Razer Sabertooth, which will happen when it goes to the next slide. There we go. So the Razer Sabertooth, the second controller that we came up with, I'm sorry. That's just taken away from the Razer Sabertooth. And what we did for the Sabertooth was that we kept the hyper response buttons. We loved the mechanical buttons. That's what the pros liked. We kept it. We redesigned the D-pad and really focused on other facets. And something that we were really excited about back then were the triggers at the bottom. So we included these multi-function buttons right at the front, beside the bumpers and the triggers, as you can see. And at the bottom, we focused on bringing additional triggers. Triggers, not paddles, bear in mind. Paddles are great for driving games and stuff like that. But for true esports precision and accuracy, we wanted to make sure that we got triggers, mechanical triggers at the bottom of the Razer Sabertooth. And that's been the 2 controllers that we've had for the Xbox 360, used by pros all the time for all the major tournaments, when they were not banned, at least. And Since then, the Xbox One has come about, PlayStation 4 has come about, and many people have been asking us, when are we going to come out or launch a product for the Xbox One? And we said soon, because we're working on it. And as many of you guys are very familiar with, we tend to take a little bit of time when we design any product. And when I say a little bit of time, it sometimes stretches out from weeks to months to years, and things like that happen. So for the Xbox One, what we did was we went back to the basics. We said, we've created some truly phenomenal controllers with the Razer Onza and the Razer Sabertooth, but we wanted to take it up a notch. So we sat down together with some of the top pros in the industry, the guys from Elevate. We sat down with the Halo and the COD teams. We sat down with Synergy, the very good-looking guys from CLG. Who sit right in front of you guys. So, I'm sorry, clearly you guys aren't as good-looking as I said you guys were. Of course, the guys from CLG and Team Liquid. We worked with their Halo and the COD teams, essentially. We sat down with them, and we looked at the Onza. We looked at the Sabertooth. We looked at everything that we'd done before. We looked at everything outside. And we said we wanted to create a truly great product for the Xbox One. Something that was tournament grade, something that provided the unfair advantage, something that was designed for esports. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Razer Wildcat. You guys can't see anything from this. It's just a picture so far. But this is the Razer Wildcat, designed for esports. And when we say designed for esports, what do we mean? Pretty much three things. First up, it's got these truly multi-function bumpers and triggers. And I'll go into it in greater detail in a little bit. Multi-function buttons and triggers. The materials. Now, we've forged this with truly enhanced materials. We've spent a huge amount of time looking at durability, looking at use, looking at how the pros generally abuse their controllers, especially CLG. They tend to abuse their controllers quite a bit. So we've forged them with enhanced materials. And finally, something that Razer is truly well known for, ergonomics. You know, many of our products that you guys are familiar with, the Death Adder, for example, you put the hand on it and it fits like a glove. It's both a bit of a science and an art. We've got ergonomic scientists that work day and night to ensure that every single one of our products fit neatly in the hands of the regular gamer, the pro, the aspiring gamer, every single person. So we really focused on the ergonomics and the weight. So let me jump straight into the multifunction buttons and triggers. So this is the underside of the Razer Wildcat. It's got 4 additional multifunction buttons and triggers. We've taken the lessons that we've learned from the Razer Sabertooth, as many of you guys can see. We've tested this extensively. We've ensured that when you hold the controller, your fingers don't have to leave any aspect of the thumbsticks or the buttons that you're used to, the bumpers and the triggers. You can actuate every single button on the controller. So it's got 4 additional buttons, 2 MFBs in the front, and the triggers at the bottom. And as I've mentioned, we used triggers, not paddles. Now, the controller up there is a great controller. This is the new Tournament Elite controller from Microsoft. It's a good controller if you're playing driving games, because it uses paddles. And that's one of those things that we thought we looked at closely. And we said, did we want to use paddles? We don't see paddles on guns for a good reason. You want to have precision, you want to have control. You want to know exactly when you want to actuate the button and when you don't want to actuate the button. And that's why we came up with triggers instead. And at the same time, from our ergonomic studies, we've realized, and to be candid, I make it sound like it's a science, but how agile your ring finger is compared to your middle finger, it's very different. So the triggers actually sit nicely under the middle finger so that you can actuate it at any point of time. And these buttons can be customized to any single function on the controller. It's truly, truly remarkable, especially for the kid. I can be a little scary. Now, over and above, we looked at the triggers. Now, the triggers are great. We like it. But sometimes you need that additional bit of control, that additional bit of a rapid-fire kind of feeling. So as you can see, we've got trigger stops. So now there's a percentage reduction of 72% with just a 5-degree angle for those of you who prefer to spam the triggers. So we've got it there. And it's individually customizable for the left and right trigger as you see fit. So we've got these precision trigger stops that are on front of the controller. It's truly remarkable. Now, over and above, I talked about the enhanced materials, and that's something that we really spent a lot of time on. So each of these triggers are not just triggers by themselves, but they've got mechanical buttons on every single one of them. When I say mechanical buttons, you can feel the clickiness at each time you actuate them. And all of these are forged out of aluminum for the triggers. It's truly, truly beautiful. And you can remove them if you don't like them. It's pretty cool. Over and above, it snaps shut, and it's absolutely flush. So that's one of the things that we really focused on to ensure that every controller matched every user and every pro out there. Now, over and above, it wasn't just the triggers that we wanted to use enhanced materials. We wanted to make sure that the thumbsticks were truly durable. We've tested this over and over and over again. So instead of using ABS plastic, we decided to amp it up a little bit. So we're using high carbon steel for each of the stick necks. And every single one of these will be shipping with that. Now, over and above, and this is a first for any controller, we've got an integrated quick control panel. Now, this integrated quick control panel allows you to do a couple of things. First, button remapping. And essentially, any button on your controller can now be remapped to exactly how you like it to be. There's a profile toggle that you can change profiles on the fly at any point of time. And of course, for those of you who still live with your parents, like I do, So this really comes in handy, especially when my mom is yelling at me when I'm in the middle of a game. So I just hit the mic mute button, and the only person who can hear that is just myself. So mic mute, and this is really cool. It's got a quick response button to allow you to adjust the balance between the game audio and chat. All of these at your fingertips. And all of this is integrated, of course, with a headphone jack for your headset. So it's got a quick control panel. Now, on top of that, what we've done from our ergonomic studies is that we've realized that everybody likes different kinds of sticks. You know, everyone likes the different kind of feel and grip. Now, what we've done is provide, and this will ship together with the new Razer Wildcat, these optional palm grips and grip caps. Absolutely free. So these are some of the things that we've done to kind of take the ergonomics, to take the triggers, to take the materials, to make it a controller that's truly designed for esports. Now, one of the things that we're really, really proud of, what we've done over here with the new Razer Wildcat, is the weight. Now, this is one of those things that we had to balance. Did we want to throw in all kinds of new features? Did we want to use high carbon steel? Did we want to use aircraft-grade aluminum? All of that. We did, but at the same time, what we did not want to do was to create a controller that was too heavy, or so heavy, that in the course of an extended tournament, the esports athlete would be fatigued, or he would be too tired to continue playing. So we looked at the Xbox One controller. We think it's a great controller. 262 grams. It's a beautiful weight. More so, it's the same weight that all of you guys are familiar with that have an Xbox One. And we looked at the Elite controller, that we think it's a great controller. But we felt that it was a little too heavy. Just a smidgen. When a smidgen is 348 grams. For ourselves, the new Razer Wildcat will be 260 grams. It's incredible. It's even more incredible. It's even more incredible because we've spent so much time making sure that it's got all these durable materials. And I thought that we'll present to you a real short trailer before I move on to the next product. So we can dim the lights real quick. So that's it, the Razer Wildcat. And I thought I'd bring one to show you guys. So each of the Wildcats was shipped with one of these tournament cases. I'm going to open it. I hope I don't drop it. There we go. So I'm just going to unbox it so that this will be the official unboxing video. Because I get to be the first. Yay, first. So, yeah, you guys can go. So first, second. So this is, it's got a detachable cable. It comes with a little screwdriver of sorts. I'll take you guys through what it's supposed to be. But this is the new Wildcat. As you can see, I've got the optional grip caps on the thumbsticks at the bottom. This is what it looks like. You can't hear it from the back, I think, but this is clicky. Trust me. On Twitch, it's really clicky. It's got the multi-function buttons on the front. As you can see, my hands sit really nicely. The middle finger sits really nicely on the triggers. And essentially, it just feels fantastic. This is the quick control panel, just for the benefit of the guys on Twitch. And this is the bottom of the controller. So, what's the little screwdriver for? And of course, I'm sorry, these are the trigger stops, essentially to allow you to go full angle on it. And when I flip it on, it's 72% shorter travel, just 5 degrees. And of course, if I want to change and remove the triggers, I'll just have to screw it out, unscrew it, take it out, As you can see, there's this little bit that still sticks out here. I just snap it down, boom, I'm done. It is truly remarkable. Now, we spent a lot of time from a mechanical perspective to make sure that this didn't just look great, but it felt great. So this is the new Razer Wildcat, as I've mentioned. We've worked really closely with some of the top teams in the world: Elevate, Synergy, CLG, Team Liquid. And instead of me speaking on their behalf, I thought we'd have a little video to show you what they think.
The ideal controller is something that's comfortable. It needs to be very precise. You need to have accurate functions on the controller so that you can be competing at the top level. The Razer Wildcat I actually really like, and I'm very picky with my equipment.
Lightweight, fits in your hands well, just got a nice shape to it.
I like the way it feels. The biggest part for me when I'm holding a controller is I want it to be comfortable.
It just feels great when you're holding it for long periods of time and gaming.
Programmable buttons everywhere, all over it, so you never really have to move your hands at all.
With the customization of the buttons, it allows you to do several different things inside the game that you wouldn't be able to do before without moving your fingers off the joysticks.
Just not having to take my finger off the joystick when I'm playing and reprogramming some of the buttons to the triggers and stuff on the back, definitely something I really liked about it.
Since I've been testing the Razer Wildcat, I just can't wait to get my hands on the finished product. It's just such an amazing controller. Yeah, I can just tell it's going to elevate my gameplay and help me out a lot going into Halo 5.
I was just running around playing a few games on it earlier and felt really natural and very accurate, which is important for me as a competitor. Everything just felt solid about it.
Honestly, it's a perfect controller.
All right, and just in case you want to have any, if you have any questions for the members of CLG, we got the 3 best-looking guys to. That's because I see more members of the team over here. To turn up, you can come down to the Razer booth. They'll be there. We've got Tom. Tom, snap. You know. This is Tom, world champion, 6-time Halo champion. We've got Paul. And of course, we've also got Scotty. So feel free to come by the booth, you know, say hi to them, get their autograph, check out the controller. If you don't like the controller, you'll have them to blame. So that's it, the Razer Wildcat. And in short, it's going to be at $149.99, and we'll be shipping this, well, in early October 2015. So that's the Razer Wildcat, and that's the first product announcement that we've got. And we're making good time, so it's good. So the Razer Wildcat, designed for esports. So when I first started talking about the Onza, I heard a couple of disappointed moans in the crowd. I suppose many of you guys are PC gamers here too. Some, right? So given that there's going to be a whole lot of controversy again on the PC gaming, the PC gamers subreddit of sorts, I thought we'd talk a little bit about what we've done a little earlier this year. So we had the PC Case program. Essentially, it was one of those programs that we said, look, we've got our fans who love the products that we come up with, the peripherals or the blade, etc., that we ship. And we wanted to create cases for them, for you. So we came up with the NZXT H440, and it's an incredible case. We announced this about 3 or 4 months ago, and the day we announced it, pre-orders were through the roof. NZXT has been doing whatever they can to produce this. And what we did, essentially, with the NZXT H440 was that we didn't just take the H440. We took it, we re-looked at it, we had our thermals engineers look at it, we had our mechanical guys look at it, we changed some materials, we changed the aesthetics, we ensured that it was worthy of the Razer brand, the same triple-headed snake logo that many of you guys are familiar with. So it's got a phenomenal underglow, and it just looks fantastic. And since we've started shipping it, we've had submissions from our fans all around the world through Twitter, through Facebook, through Instagram, sharing their rigs and their setups. So please, if you're one of them, please keep it coming. We look forward to it. I try to read every single Facebook message I get, even the rude ones. I'm actually the guy running the Facebook page myself, my own Facebook page at least. It allows me to be snarky and mean when I want to be. But that we've been receiving. The H440 has been a stunning success. And NZXT has been doing everything that they can to ship it. They've been phenomenal partners for us. But one of the things that we've been hearing from our fans and from our customers out there is that they love the H440. It's a great desktop case, but it's a large mid-tower. It's really kind of big. And for those who've got a smaller bedroom or smaller den or smaller study, many of them have been saying, could we get the H440 and make it a little smaller? Well, we said there's a slight problem. There's the laws of physics. We can't really do that. But what we could do is to look at the mid-towers and see if we could redesign it, or to get another case that we could get a smaller form factor. So today, I'm incredibly proud to announce that we've extended our partnership with NZXT, and we're going to have a brand new case, and it's the NZXT S340. It's incredible. Isn't she beautiful? She's incredible. It's a beautiful case. We spent a lot of time with her, and what we've done, and I'll take you through a couple of angles. Here's how it looks inside. We've focused on things like the airflow. We've redesigned the back to ensure airflow goes through well. We've got the aesthetics, the underglow. We've added the Razer logo. We've changed some of the materials and the finish. And essentially, it's got an all-steel chassis. It's completely all steel in terms of the chassis. We've got an enhanced airflow design. Now, we've got our thermals engineers, the same thermals guys that worked on Blade, that were able to get so much TDP, so much thermal power into something as thin as the Blade. We had the same guys relook at the S340 to relook at the airflow design. And this is one of the most compact mid-towers out there. It's incredibly small. Now, it's an all-steel chassis. As I've mentioned, you've got to look at it. Now, I didn't bring one with me. I couldn't fit it under the podium, nor in my pocket. But it's an all-steel chassis. You can check it out at the Razer booth on level 4. The airflow, completely redesigned. And of course, it's one of the most compact mid-towers. In fact, how compact is it? Now, compared with the H440, it's about 25% smaller. We sacrifice a couple of things, of course. We've got 2 less drive bays. H440 has 8. The S340 has 6. H440 has space for the radiator on the top, but we've removed that for the S340. But other than that, it's a phenomenal case. It's incredible. So it's just over about 25% smaller than the H440. And it's got a beautiful acrylic window on the side. So how much is it going to be? And this is one of those things that we looked at. We looked at what kind of materials, with the all-steel chassis, with all the new materials that we put in, with the redesigned airflow. We're really excited to be retailing this at just $99. It's a beautiful case. So, NZXT till now is still trying its best to catch up with the production for the H440, so we decided to throw them another project to work on. So you can pre-order it now from today from nzxt.com. Please go and check it out. And they will be shipping, at least the first unit, on the 18th of September. It's truly remarkable. All right, so that's the second product that we have today. And I mentioned there were 3. Now the third product, it's more of an update. And what is it an update to? It's an update to the Razer Nabu X over here. And some of you may say, well, I don't have one, right? So what? I'm just going to start heckling this guy from the back. What I will say is, you'll want to listen. So, the Razer Nabu X, what have we done? We've updated the app. So all of you who own the Nabu X, we'll be updating the app to version 2.0. All right? So what are we doing with version 2.0 of this app that is for the Nabu X? Well, I'm going to take you guys through it, and as I've mentioned, every single one of you in the room will want to listen. And of course, some of the guys on the Twitch stream too. So for version 2.0 of the app for the Nabu X, we've got an all-new activity analysis system. All right, we've completely redesigned it to provide a lot more detail, to allow the game developers that have worked together with us to use this data to have a more comprehensive analysis of some of the feedback of the quantified data. Secondly, we've got an advanced automatic sleep tracking system. We've updated those algorithms. It's super advanced at this point of time. It's one of the investments we said we would do for our products, and we will continue to push the limits. And finally, this is one of the biggest requests that we've had. As you can see, there are 3 LEDs on the Nabu X. It binds to your smartphone. You get notifications. And many of the owners that we've started shipping these out to said, it's very cool. It glows green, red, blue, etc. But we want to be able to customize it. So the third feature, the completely customizable notifications. It's very, very cool. So let me just go through them really quickly. The all-new activity analysis system. We've got a little caveat over there, the iOS and Android ones may differ a little bit. But to take you guys through it really quickly. So as you can see, right now, all of the functions from the version 1 of the app, you can track it, your daily steps that you've taken, 4,000 steps. At PAX, it goes up to 10,000. On a regular day, it's back to 200. But that's the activity analysis system. Yeah. So what we've done is that when you have only 200 steps a day, it's not very impressive. We've now allowed you to put it all together in a week. So you get 1,400, or in this case, 37,000, which is much better, or up to 3 months, or even a year. So it's comprehensive. It's truly comprehensive. You can go down to every single bit of it and basically be able to slice and dice the data. And when we connect to the third-party gaming apps to allow them to use this data to provide currency in-game and provide additional rewards in-game, the game developers will be able to do more. And if you flip it on the landscape mode, you will be able to get a huge amount of data. So for example, you'll be able to see at which point of time you're actually walking, and which points of time you're actually not walking, for example. All right? So when the activity is more from a steps taken perspective, or from the amount of calories burned at any point in time, you're able to look at all of this quantified data and be able to change your life, pretty much. So no one's really excited about it, so I'm going to talk about something that probably excites you guys a little bit more, which is something all of us enjoy doing, sleeping. So this is one of those things that trackers out there do. But you see, given that we work with gamers all the time, most of the trackers require you to do something, which is switch it on, to say that, hey, I'm about to go to sleep. So that was one of the biggest problems. Because we deal with gamers, gamers don't give a shit, right? So what we had to do was to put our scientists and put our engineers and coders to task, and we've got a dynamic detection today. So this automatically switches on, right? When no movement, and the algorithms are really advanced. This knows exactly when you're sleeping or when you're not, and it really tracks it from there. But somebody's going to say, what if I just remove it and just place it on the table? That's going to be a problem. Is it going to just track that I'm sleeping all day long, which might be the case anyway, but... and that's why we had to spend a lot of time with this. But it's got a automatic intelligence to know when it's on the table or when it's on the desk and when it's actually on your wrist. So we've spent a lot of time with these algorithms to create truly great sleep tracking. And when there's sleep tracking, we can track when you're wakeful, when you're stirring, and when you're not getting a great sleep, when someone's bugging you, and etc. So it's got all these automatic intelligence. And finally, it's got a responsive detection of when there's wakefulness, when there's true wakefulness, not when you're having a dream or something or other. So these new advanced automatic sleep tracking algorithms, it's all in version 2.0 of the Nabu X app. It's one of those things that we're really excited about. And finally, we've got those customizable notifications. As you can see, the Nabu X has 3 LEDs. And what we've done is to allow users to be able to customize every single one of the LEDs so that you can say, okay, great, for my WhatsApp messages or for my alarm, I'd like green, red, blue, etc. You can customize all the LEDs. Now, on top of that, you can customize the vibration patterns. So you can customize every single one of this. And you can test it. So, the Nabu X app, version 2.0, you can download the beta if you're a Nabu X user right now at razerzone.com/nabu-x. You can try it out if you've got an Android. Otherwise, the full update is going to be available for iOS and Android in October 2015. So, that's the all-new Nabu X app version 2.0. But as you may ask, if I'm not a Nabu X user, why the hell should I care? Well, you can go buy one. Or, we're really excited. We've worked with Pax for the first time ever. And this is only available at PAX 2015, nowhere else. This is truly exclusive. This is the PAX 2015 Nabu X. It comes just in blue. And what we're doing is that we're going to give one to every single one of you in this room. That's amazing. Everyone. That's what we do. It's worth it lining up, right? So, the thing is, well, I just came from Manila, for example, a couple of weeks ago, and those guys camped out for 24 hours just to hang out. But what we've got is we've got a Nabu X for every single one of you, and for those who've got an Android phone, we expect to make full use of you to beta test the version 2.0 of the app for us. That's good. So it's truly beautiful. I'm going to show it to you guys. This is it. It's very cool. We've got one for every single one of you. We've got one for every single one of you in this room, so don't worry about it. This one's for me. And for the benefit of those of the guys that are watching enviously on Twitch, it's just too bad for you. I'm just kidding. We've got 100 that we're going to give away on Twitch. So how are you guys going to pick this up? Well, very quickly, please make sure that you pick up a card when you leave the room. Bring it to the Razer booth and exchange it for your exclusive PAX 2015 Nabu X. Remember, please try out the version 2.0 of the app. It's incredible. For those of you guys who are on an iPhone and who prefer to wait for the final release.
Get an Android.
Well, you could do that. Well, you could get an Android today, or you could wait till October 2015 when we actually release the app. So, and for those of you who are online watching on Twitch, please go to insider.com, insider.razerzone.com, check it out. And of course, for all of you who don't already know, that's where we do a crazy amount of giveaways and all kinds of shit for ourselves at Razer. So it's good fun. So please join us there and check it out. So, 3 announcements, as I've mentioned. Really quickly, we've got the Razer Wildcat, designed for esports. We've got the S340. And we've got the Razer Nabu X. One for every single one of you. It's beautiful. All right. So thank you very much today for coming. Please make sure you pick up your card. But that's not all. You guys just looked at, oh, holy shit, I'm going to grab my Nabu X and get out of here, right? But remember, I said we brought you guys here for one reason, and it's to help you survive your world. Right? Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about it. Got that PAX 2015 Nabu X. Right. Survive your world in a single line. That's what we're trying to do. All right? So, how are we going to help you survive your world? You're absolutely right. Sleep better, you walk more, etc. Close. With the Nabu X, we can help you live smarter. And that's what we want to do to help you survive your world. So, there's always the add-on. And how are we going to help you live smarter? It's not just with the Nabu X. We've got the Razer Nabu. All right? Now, this is one of those things that you guys may have forgotten. Before the Nabu X, we had the Nabu. And this is one of those questions I've gotten over and over and over again. Now, we announced the Razer Nabu, which has got an OLED screen on the bottom. The Nabu X has got the 3 LEDs. The Nabu has got an OLED screen on it. And we announced this a couple of months ago, and we started shipping them. And to be very candid, like many of you guys are very excited about the Nabu X and the Nabu, we're really great at one thing, which is designing product. That's something that we're known for. What we're also known for is for not having enough stock most of the time. And that's not my fault. I'm sure it's somebody's fault, but it's probably not mine. All right, so anyway, after I found the guy whose fault it was, we've realized that whenever we push the limits of technology, whenever we push the limits of everything that we do, oftentimes we design products that are truly, truly phenomenal, but are only available to a small group of people. And when we started shipping the Nabu, we were happy with ours. I was happy with mine. But we didn't expect the amount of demand that we got out of the Nabu. We just totally underestimated it. Just as we've totally underestimated every single product that we've made. I apologize for that. We're still learning. You know, we're a startup, just a little older as a startup. But through the COVID, For the first couple of batches that we released, we thought it would last for about a month. You know, that's our production capacity and stuff like that. Unfortunately, for the first couple of batches, every time we put it online, it was sold out within about 15 seconds. So many of you guys on Insider, we didn't even put it available for sale outside of Insider. Insider will make it available, boom, 15 seconds, gone. Then, of course, our sales guys are like, whoa, that's great. But for us, we were like, holy shit, this is not good. So we released another batch. And then, boom, 15 seconds, gone again. So what we did was we apologized first. And I truly apologize, because I know that's one of the perennial problems with Razer products. We tend to take a little bit of time whenever it's shipped. The demand is great. I get death threats. That's not very cool. It is not. All right, I don't like it. I work slower. I sleep more. My sleep tracking goes up. All right? I play a lot more games. That's what happens to you guys too, by the way. So, 15 seconds, we went back and we completely redesigned every single aspect of the Nabu such that we would be able to meet the demand, or the demand we think is going to be this time around. So if we are a little below the threshold again, it's not our fault again. So we've completely redesigned it such that the manufacturing, we would be able to meet the demand this time. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Nabu, I thought I'd bring everyone through a very quick introduction of it. I will. Again and again. Right? So, for those of you who are not familiar with the Razer Nabu, it's got discrete notifications. So like the Nabu X is its little brother that all of you guys have. That's cool. The Nabu has got discrete notifications. So notifications that will stream from your phone right to your wrist. It's got all the fitness tracking goodness that I talked about just now. All of that, all right? All of that you guys are going to help us test also at the same time. And it's got band-to-band communication. So the Nabu will be able to communicate with other Nabus. It will be able to communicate with the Nabu X's. That's what it's going to be able to do. So let me just take you guys through it really, really quickly. So this is the Razer Nabu. It's super slim. It looks incredible. It looks great it'll look great on your wrist. And let's say you've got a message that comes in. So what's going to happen is it'll stream right to the wrist. It's going to vibrate. So it's really discreet. It'll vibrate. And what you'll do is flip your wrist around. And without pressing a button, it will automatically light up and tell you exactly what message you've received, a preview. And it's really smart. We've put it on the inside of your wrist so that your pesky significant other can't see the messages that you're getting. Right? Flip it around. You can actually read it. And this message is from Jan Davis. All right? So, discrete notifications. Fitness tracking. Now, everything I mentioned from the Nabu X version 2.0 of the app, they both use a combined app. It's going to be available. The advanced analytics, the advanced sleep tracking algorithms, all of that is going to be available for the Razer Nabu. It's truly, truly incredible. And finally, we've got a function that allows for band-to-band communication. If you bind your Twitter account, or if you set it to share, if you set your Facebook account to share, you shake somebody else's hand who's got a Nabu or Nabu X, boom, you exchange contacts and information. It's very, very cool. All right? So, I am going to show you guys the product I'm going to take your money with. This is the new Nabu. Right? This is it. You can measure your wrist on the back. This is the retail packaging. Let me just pop it open.
I got 100 cash right now.
All right, we can be here all day long, right? So this is it. It's truly, truly beautiful, as you can see. I just want to make sure that my messages aren't getting on it. Right. So this is, yeah, I know. You know, it's a little fast. So we've got the, for those of you who are familiar with the first Nabu, we've actually moved the button on the side right to the top. We've got it side loading at this point of time so that you can just use one hand. It's got a magnetic clasp. I'm going to take this off and show you guys how it looks on the wrist. It's super slim still. It's really slim. That's one of those things that we've really worked on. To put so much electronics, to put so much technology into something as slim as this, that's the work that we've been doing. So with one hand, you can see it's really flexible. You put it on the wrist, you snap it on, and boom, there you go. The new Nabu. It's really good. So, if you see, it lights up. I've got all the tracking. I can see my friends sending me messages and stuff like that. This is okay. I can share that message. That's fine. It's really cool. All right. So that's just a quick demo. You can check it out, of course, at the Razer booth at level 4, and we'll take you guys through it. It's got, as I've mentioned, the discrete notifications. It's going to help you live smarter. The fitness tracking. And all of that goodness. We're really, really happy with that. And one of the things that we're really proud of, that one of our staff has been, a couple of our staff have been working very hard at, June, etc., have been, Hilma, losing sleepless nights. We've been working on an ad for it. And now nobody's ever seen this ad. This is the world premiere. Would you guys like to see it? All right. Here we go.
Hello there, friend. As you know, it's a tough world out there. It seems like everywhere you go, somebody or something is trying to take you down. So how do you survive? By taking control of your technology. Don't be a slave to your phone. Live smarter. With the Razer Nabu and a few simple rules. Rule 1, get notified. Zombies always show up where you least expect them. Luckily, the Razer Nabu streams notifications from your smartphone straight to your wrist. Can be the difference between life and the undead. Rule 2, keep fit. It's literally survival of the fittest out here. The Nabu makes it easy to get in shape. You can track your calories burned, steps taken, and more. Because when you outrun your problems, you can start chasing your goals. Rule 3, free your hands. Hear that? That is the sound of extinction. With the Nabu, you can stay connected while keeping your hands free to do what you love most and still make it home by 6. Rule 4, stay focused. Distractions are everywhere. You know this. Keep your head up or you're gonna lose it. The Nabu allows you to stay alert. Tweets, texts, events, they're all on your wrist. And good news, it's splash-proof. Rule 5, band together. Knowing who and where your friends are isn't a luxury, it's survival. With the world's first social wearable, you exchange contact info easily so you can team up with those around you. So if you find yourself surrounded by zombies, or even just people who act like them, survive your world. Live smarter.
Do you guys enjoy that? So we know how to design products, and we think we know how to design ads too. So that's the first time ever. That's a world premiere. We're going to have that up on our YouTube channel. We're going to have that up on our Facebook, our social media channels, etc. Feel free to share it. As you can see, we've got, it's a tad violent, but we think it goes in line with what we do here at Razer. So, final questions would be, how do I live smarter, right? Now, essentially, we've packed so much technology into the Razer Nabu. We've packed so much technology into the Nabu X. We've spent so much time designing it such that we can meet the demand that we think is going to happen. So again, as I say, if demand is overwhelming, we apologize in advance again, and we'll make as many as we can. Now the question is, how much are we going to charge for this? And we're really excited to say the Nabu is going to be just $99. So $99.99. But this time, to make sure that we are prepped up for it, it's also going to be available in 2 sizes. So we're not going to make sure that this is going to just be available in 1 size. There's going to be 2 sizes. And this, when we say there's small and medium large, it's because we've got a spacer over here. You can actually remove the spacer and use a different spacer if it's slightly longer or shorter. You can test out the size on the package itself. And pre-orders, please make sure that if you are looking forward to the Razer Nabu, we're already ramping up as many as we can, but we want to be able to make sure we satisfy as many people as possible. We hope it's not going to be 15 seconds at a time that sells out. This is for us, it's a constant thing. We apologize for selling too fast, but it's true. We feel bad for disappointing the many people that look forward to our products. It's going to be available for pre-order 15th of September, and we'll be shipping it in early October. 15th September, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it. The Wildcat, the S340, the Nabu X for everyone, and of course, the Razer Nabu. Thank you very much.